Friends, colleagues and listeners, here we are in Dubai and we're still at the World Cargo Symposium, and I've got somebody who not only have I got a lot of respect for, but I've grown to know and have a little bit of affection from my days in Finland as well. So the person I'm talking about is Ari Ketola, who's the Chief Operations Officer and founding partner of the Airport College International. So Ari, it's always lovely to see you, mate. Got a lot of respect for what you and the boys are doing, and without you guys there'd be limited training in this industry of ours because people have cut back on it so much. So firstly, if you can just tell me from an operations perspective, why do you do what you do?
Good question. Founding question. Well, what we are doing is based on the need from the industry. They need to have proper training for people on the operations and especially in operation. Before we came into the picture, they were mostly training for management level and above that. And we see us as a provider for operational people training. So that's where we basically are in the business.
Okay, so, and again, I'm not trying to project what you need to say or whatever, but so what you're doing is you're providing that basic foundation. So people coming into the industry from a technical, regulatory and compliance perspective, they know what they should be doing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, and then what you're hoping is that the management of those companies will then add the actual feet on ground awareness, on the job training and support.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. What we provide is the basic level of required by the industry and regulations. So people have knowledge like airport handling manual 1110 is the base of everything, and of course some other like dangerous goods, perishable cargo and cargo side content, what we do. But on top of that, always companies need to bring their own on the job, and airlines require different things. So we work our main clients are ground handlers and cargo terminals, and top of what we bring the basic level of knowledge to people with our courses is the company procedures and airline requirements, and of course local airports and countries require sometimes something on top of that.
Exactly. So what you're actually doing is you're getting them the entry level to come in.
Yeah. And also recurrent training.
Exactly.
To fulfill the requirements. Yeah.
I was talking earlier, and I was saying that when you see a snapshot of people coming in, and then you also see a snapshot of whether they stay in those companies for the the retention, the repeat training, and I think it's quite a high level that you don't see again.
Depends. Somewhere in some companies people stay, and turnover rates are really low actually. But in some places and some locations, some companies, it can be even 100% per year. And that's crazy.
Which is an amazing scale.
Yes.
And then from my perspective, I'm just thinking to myself now, why can one company be good? Why can one region be good, etc. So for me, it's all about the data and the analysis as to why those things happen, and then how to spread the good practices onto the parties who are struggling.
There comes the data that we can try to figure out and use the gut feeling to try to find out that why this company or why this maybe city or airport or whatever is good or bad, keeping people happy and competent. But
and it's fascinating, isn't it?
But it is. But then without good amount of data, with a wide amount of data, it's just guessing.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, and can I ask you another question? When you do the introductory foundation baseline training, and then you've got the follow-up training, whether it's in a year or within 2 years or whatever the criteria is, do you notice how things have slipped, or that the retention of knowledge is still at a high enough level? Do you get a feel for that?
Not really. We don't go that deep in our training.
Okay, so it's something that has to be done on a rotating basis, and
mainly that.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Good. Now, in the years that you've been doing this, what would you say are the best things that have made you feel special or valued, or this was worthwhile, all the struggle when you started 13 years ago? What really is the reward that makes you feel I've made a difference?
Tricky question. I think there are often small successes. What comes there, I don't think I can say one huge win.
Yeah.
It's always getting positive feedback and what we do if they fulfill, of course, the company needs, but especially when we get the good feedback from the students who are our workforce who are using it. We collect feedback from every course, so we have it quite a lot, and it's quite good to go through what they say, and especially to use that to improve our product. So,
and it must be lovely to see people who are fresh or have got limited knowledge and then start to see their eyes open to this industry, because at the end of the day we all love this industry, and most of us fell into it, but we've stayed in it.
Our problem with that is that we don't see the students.
I know.
But what we get and what we hear from their training departments and other people we are working with, we have it, but not direct.
Exactly.
If you are an instructor in the classroom, what I did many years ago when I was working on the airline,
you can see that spark.
Yeah, but we can then have that feeling later on. So.
No, exactly. No, listen, what you guys are doing is great. Well done, and it's always a pleasure seeing you, especially at the conferences. I hope it's been a good one for you.
Yeah, it was very good. Yeah,
very good.
More than what we expected.
Oh, really? Well, that's even better then. Huh? It's even better. But listen, thanks very much. Look forward to seeing you again. And like I said, well done for what you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you.